From the world to the heart of innovation, this is Opportunities to Consider with your host, author, speaker, and corporate strategist, Hunter Gaylor.
Ding, 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 everyone. Welcome to another edition of Markets Hunter. I am your host, Hunter Gaylor of the Markets Hunter podcast and TV show. We're coming to you live across all of digital and social platforms, from LinkedIn to Twitter to Instagram to you name it. We will soon be coming to Roku, and we are also on Spotify and iHeartRadio, anywhere where podcasts you can listen. And we're very excited to bring you a lot of opportunities to consider. Want to dive in? I'm going to bring in our guest because we've got a lot of we've got a lot of stuff to cover. We're talking with the CEO, Tim of DLYT. Tim, welcome to the program today. How are you, Tim?
Good, Hunter. Thank you very much for having me back. Appreciate the opportunity.
No, thank you so much, and it's great to have you here. One of the things I just wanted to talk about a little bit, Tim, was the fact of the matter that there's a lot that's been going on with your company. Okay. We've seen a lot of news. A lot of people have reached out to me on Twitter and social media, and people have actually called you as well. And let's just go right for, the meat and potatoes of this conversation. What is going on with the filing of the company right now?
Right now, we have not filed our 2022 Form 10K. It's done. It's waiting. And I hope to have it done within the next couple of days. I've told that to a couple of people that have called me from your show, saying that that's where we are. And when I can share why it is what it is, they'll be happy as a shareholder that that's the case. I'm a shareholder, and I am happy that we were doing what we're doing right now. It's a little bit painful right now. There are no issues with lawyers in terms of disagreements as to, or the auditors, nothing like that. There's something sitting right there that I really can't share at the moment, but once it's done, I'd be more than willing to do that. And just so you know, the first quarter 10Q is, as of about an hour ago, about 90% complete. So that'll come right behind the K.
Well, so that's great news. I mean,
Yeah.
As I take my copious notes here on our conversations, that way I can, update and be well informed when people reach out to me on our social media platform, because the whole purpose of what we're trying to do, Tim, is create awareness of what's going on. We're seeing a lot of talk now with climate, with sustainability, with green, with now these ESG funds that are coming out. So let's talk about the product. Let's really go back. I know people can go back and listen and watch to a lot of the segments that you and I have talked about each product. But I think for today's standard, it's great news to address where you're at as a company. Okay. So I think that's great. And by the way, I will note for our audience, when people reach out to Tim as a shareholder or people interested, they're shocked that actually Tim answers the phone and calls them back. So that should show you the level of not only discipline, but level of passion and just passion around what it is that Tim does, and the loyalty to the company and what he's trying to build. So a think that speaks volumes of your availability to the market, if you will. So that's a little side note I wanted to put out. So Tim, let's go right into it. Let's start back at the basics for new listeners or listeners or people that are viewing right now that are just getting up to speed on what DLYT is doing. Let's go right into it. Let's start with the product. Let's create the awareness right now on this show. What are you doing, and why should we care?
We're taking the features of a material, plastic material, and we're managing those features, their attributes, and we're creating product that is a number of different good things, more efficient, less expensive, takes care of you in terms of health. It helps you in terms of the number of feeling more comfortable in your home, having cleaner water, PFAS, taking it out, a lot of things like that. If you liken what this material is to, say, penicillin back in the day, or even a semiconductor, when they first started, people knew that there were so many things, but they focused on just a narrow spread to get the businesses up and going. And that's what we're doing. We're focused on primarily water and HVAC, but they're what I'll call cross-industry applications. So we're taking a plastic that has intelligence built into it. That's our claim to fame. Patented, proven, it works. We take that intelligence, we manage that. And in the case of air conditioning, we don't use the same architecture that our good friend Mr. Carrier did back in 1903. We changed the architecture. We use the material, we change the architecture of it, and it operates better. The efficiencies are huge. One of the corporate customers that we're working on with this next generation of air conditioning, their number, not mine, they saved 90%.
Wow. Incredible.
In a facility in the United States. It's operating today. And
That's
they're
incredible.
really happy with it. We just delivered a large chunk of the next piece of it, but it's the next generation of what we think of as air conditioning. Entirely different than what we use today. We use the material, the features of the material, a little bit of water, some vacuum, and okay, there you go. Some sensors as compared to, you think about your air conditioning system at your home or your business, there are a lot of parts to that, and they make a lot of noise and they break. Nobody likes that. So that's what we're doing.
Well, especially being in the state of Florida, we care about our air conditioning. And I want to just go back when we're talking, especially now going into the summer months, I really want to just go back to brass tacks with this. We have not seen any major innovation in the HVAC market or the way air conditioners have been since what year? 19, would you say 68, 69?
You better put your hands up over your head like this. The HVAC companies in the world today will say, oh, Hunter, come on, we did this and we did that. Yes, they did. They absolutely did. Their newer software programs, they're different gases, refrigerants, one of which is about to be outlawed in the UK because it has PFAS in it. But the point is they did do things. The market has changed and the product hasn't changed with the market. And that's what we've introduced, is a product that will go forward for the next number of generations because it is moving with the market.
Well, one of the things I think that's important for, I think, all of humanity and for the various shareholders out there that I think we all have the same opinion on is the importance of food and water. Okay. And so can you talk a little bit about the actual application product of your membrane in the crisper drawers?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's real simple. You go to the store and you buy fresh fruit, you buy fresh vegetables, you put them in the crisper drawer and they last a little bit longer. Well, we take that to the next step. We take a little piece out of the top of the crisper drawer, the shelf above it, and we put in this material, this plastic, and we protect it so it doesn't get damaged or broken. And you can take it out and clean it if you'd like. But what that does is it creates a modified atmosphere inside of the crisper drawer. So it extends the life a lot. So in the case of, for instance, strawberries, a bad thing to kind of keep in a refrigerator. Some people like to keep them on a counter, but if you put them in a refrigerator, they go bad a couple of days, 3 weeks. If you take, what was the one that there's a fellow at spinach.
Spinach. Okay. I'm a big fan of spinach.
Really, it goes quickly. That went from a couple of days to a couple of weeks. So now you can put a hard number on the savings. And instead of like people walking up to a refrigerator where it says, oh, I'm super energy efficient and I do this, that, and the other thing. And you look at yourself and you say, yeah, right. How can I ever prove that? Well, you can do that with this. You can prove that. So now you've got a very simple application of basically the way the material works. And it does this, it doesn't need recharging. It doesn't need to be kept pumped up, anything. It just works. Using the feature, and that's the beauty of it. So now you can actually say you have a return on investment on your refrigerator. So if you buy a $3,000 refrigerator from Haier, you're going to pay for that in less than 2 years.
Wow, that's incredible. So, and that addresses the concept of food waste. So you're preserving, because we know strawberries go bad and spinach goes bad and a lot of our vegetables go bad because, maybe we don't consume them fast enough or we need a little extra lifespan. So I think that's important.
Well,
so if we were to
summarize, don't run here. This is a big one for ice cream lovers.
Ice cream. There you go.
Kind of like it looks like little ice crystals that form on the top of ice cream. No more.
Wow.
So your ice cream stays fresher longer.
There you go. You heard it here first, folks. With Deus, if there's any other thing that you need to remember, your ice cream stays fresher longer. And I think that's the new line of the company.
I like it just works.
We're the saviors of ice cream. There you go. Yeah. Well, no, but I mean, kidding aside, that's a good point because, when we think of the little pleasures of life, and we look at trying to expand the lifespans, we're not having, I mean, we have rising food costs now in the market. We have a lot of things that are going on, especially in America. These every little bit counts. So I think that's important. But I really want to just drive down so that people understand the awareness of what Deus is doing from a sustainability, from a life cycle perspective, from a elimination of harmful forever chemicals. That's a big deal, especially when these things are being outlawed throughout all of Europe and now parts of the US. This is becoming a major thing. Let's just kind of, in closing, Tim, talk a little bit about the importance of the elimination of PFAS and why Deus versus any of these other companies.
Well, I'll answer the last one first. Very simply put, because we've proven with two different testing organizations using the same protocol that our material removes 100% of the PFAS material that's in the water and various combinations. And that's all four types that are being followed today. I know there are 40 some thousand in total, but the big ones. So it removes it. So what does that say? It says that you can help in terms of people's health for years going forward because you can remove these things. A lot of other people can't. It's going to be a while before anybody really gets to it, because you look at the EPA standards and you look at the standards around the world that are evolving. They're very strict. That's great. But to put this in place, the municipalities are going to have to pay for it. People are going to pay for it of their own at home, probably faster than the municipalities can get it installed, is the point. But yes, we can do that. And we have the ability to do that today. It's not anything that has to be built. So,
well, I think that right there, 100% removes. It's been proven. It's been tested. You're already working with large, major multinational corporations and putting this technology in. You're already working with this product in HVAC. We are going to stay tuned. No one should worry or freak out about anything. The 10K is coming. Right, filings are happening.
They will happen.
If there are any questions, people can reach out to us on Twitter or contact them. Things are happening. It will be coming out. And look, not that I'm a fan of the company. I'm a fan of the company. I really, really like what Deus is doing. So I don't want to sound like a hype person, but as someone that has run companies, as someone that has run companies and someone that understands, there's a lot that goes into this. And it's just not a matter of, we have accounting and we have legal and, kids' birthdays and, times off and employees. I mean, there's all sorts of these things that go in when you have to be able to manage, especially a publicly traded company. So I can respect the fact that there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts, but I also admire the fact that we are waiting for something that's going to result in positive news. We're not going to be surprised. We're not going to be, and as you said, you're a shareholder, so that's very important. I think that's a very strong story that you are just as incentivized as the rest of us in the market and in the community to see the results of, the filing and then the Form 10K right after that. So I think our audience is going to be very happy with this conversation. They're going to be very, intrigued, and they're going to be following along with their audience and their networks as well. And we're going to keep our eyes. We are not losing any faith. We are doubling down, and we are going behind the idea of sustainability. We are going the idea of removing harmful chemicals from, our everyday life, expanding and reducing, food waste. This is a very good message for a very specific time, which is now, where every last penny counts, especially for the families across America that may be, going through hardships and things like that. It's these types of technologies that have a greater market effect because of their application and their installment in industry, that if it wasn't, we wouldn't see those benefits. Like the example of our ice cream lasting longer and tasting fresher, right? And it's those things. I mean, after a long day, people like having their ice cream, and they like, not having, I just bought these strawberries and now they're bad. I got to go buy more. And food prices are increasing. So it's these advancements in technology, especially in the chemical aspect that we're talking about, where we're creating a healthier environment through technology. And I think that's very good. So Tim, any last words that you want to share with our audience? I know we really want to drive this home today, a good market update, but
again, this is something that you make an investment in it, and I would like to say it would turn around next week, but no, it's not going to do that. I think that you should have a patience to look at this as an 18 to 24 month investment, because the return is there. We need to get out there. We need to be understood better. We need to have more feet on the street, a lot of different things we need to have. But the good news is, to take solace, the material works and it's been proven, and people all over the world can tell you that it works. So that's good news. We're not dealing with a bunch of lab coats trying to get that done. It's getting product built and getting it out in the market is the big thing. So thank you very much for your support, Hunter. Thank you for the opportunity. And we'll just keep talking.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tim, so much for joining our program today.
Anytime. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Markets Hunter, coming to you live from the heart of innovation, bringing you a lot of opportunities to consider. And we always love talking with Deus. We really like the message of these companies that are actually doing, great things in the world of sustainability, and especially when it means we're, removing harmful chemicals and all of these other items of the like. So stay tuned, stay involved, keep following us. Make sure you like and subscribe to all of our channels across YouTube. We've got a lot of exciting things coming out in the world of sustainability. We're going to be bringing you some more interviews that are coming. We're very excited about that. We're going to be bringing you our new live studio that we're going to be coming from when we're not in New York on Wall Street at the NASDAQ. We'll be coming to you live across some really great platforms. So we're excited about that. But as for right now, we are signing off. This was another episode of Markets Hunter, and I am your host, delivering you truth, honesty, and the American way of innovation, bringing you all the different opportunities to consider right here live across all your social platforms. So make sure you like and subscribe and stay tuned. We got a lot of really neat things happening. So we look forward to having you join us on our next Markets Hunter platform.